This is Artist Romero from Cosmic Poetry Radio. I want to say thank you for supporting Cosmic Poetry Radio, and I have an announcement to make. New episodes of Cosmic Poetry Radio will be every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. That's 7 p.m. Central Time. Expect new episodes of Cosmic Poetry Radio. You can check us out on YouTube and also on Facebook at Artist Bernie, and also at Jamarius Jones, and also at Cosmic Poetry Sanctuary. I want to say thank you to my friends at Arm in Arm for Climate, at Mississippi Rising Coalition, my friends at Worldwide Access Studios, and you. All right. When we first started out on this journey, we had no idea where we were going. We just knew that we wanted to take peace and love and the people with us. And now we see ourselves in this situation with no place to go but up. So thank you very much for your support. Every Thursday, new episodes of Cosmic Poetry Radio, 7 p.m. Y'all stay close. This is my passion, and the most creative expression that we can pull together. A format to separate facts from feelings so the information flows a little bit better. I've been groomed by the great ones. I do more than just make it rhyme. I make it make sense on a level so there's no doubt in your mind that you heard the truth the first time. That's why I'm able to step out with no fear and know that I can deliver. So less talking unless it's poetry. Don't move unless there's purpose behind it. This is a mental picture developing in front of you, and there's good intentions behind it. My name is Artist Romero, and this is Cosmic Poetry Radio. Welcome back to Cosmic Poetry Radio. We're broadcasting from Worldwide Access Studios. We're live with no safety net. My name is Artist Romero, and there are a lot of metaphors in this being the first thing I say into this microphone. You see, tonight, I'm putting God first. I'm setting the tone like this, so devil, bring your worst. If I happen to raise the bar with my God-given ability, or tear down a wall or two to express what the Creator has given me, if I have to leave you speechless every time I step to the mic, then be prepared not to say a word until I run out of things to write. To all of my Christians out there, the favorite Christian holiday across the world, Easter is on the way. So up first, we have a little story about the real meaning of Easter. Tonight's show is brought to you by Mississippi for Green New Deal and also Arm in Arm for Climate.org. You stay close. This is Cosmic Poetry Radio.
So Easter is coming up. To most, this is a day of celebration of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. But where did this come from? How did Easter come about? This video will go over the history of Easter and why you may or may not want to celebrate this holiday. Spoiler alert, this day has very little to do with Jesus. Before we get into it though, I want to quickly mention, as Christians, our number one goal is to bring glory to God and to reach out to lost souls. And if Easter is what it takes to do that, God can use it. But even still, facts are important. Background is important. That's what this video is about. It's not about some technicalities just for the sake of being technical. So if after learning these facts, you still feel comfortable celebrating this holiday with Easter eggs, Easter bunnies, and whatnot, that's your business between you and God. So let's jump in. What is Easter? As I mentioned a little earlier, it's a celebration of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. This holiday includes Easter sunrise services, Easter egg hunting, painting and dyeing of eggs, baking and eating hot cross buns. But unlike most other holidays, it doesn't fall on the same day every year. In fact, it's celebrated on the first Sunday after the full moon of the vernal equinox, also known as the spring equinox or the March equinox. This means that Easter falls sometime between the end of March and April 25th. So why at this time? Why is Easter so closely related to the movement of the sun and the earth? That's because Easter originated as a pagan ritual. Linguistically, the word Easter shares its roots with Ostara, also known as Eostre or Ishtar. Those three words are just different names for the same goddess, depending on that pagan culture. The holiday of Ostara is a pagan holiday, and it's celebrated even today. Depending on the year, it's celebrated sometime between March 19th and the 21st, and it honors their goddess Ostara. To celebrate, pagans put out food such as eggs and sprouts to celebrate the fertility of the land. That's because Ostara, or Eostre or Ishtar, is a goddess of fertility. ancient pagans would actually celebrate this holiday by having sex rituals. They'd engage in sexual acts where virgins who represent the goddess were impregnated by priests of Baal. Yes, this is the same Baal, the sun god, that Moses and Elijah preached against. Now, these babies would then be born about 9 months later, around the end of December, when they would celebrate the sun god. Then on the following Astara day, or Eostre or Ishtar day, these babies would be sacrificed. But why? You may be wondering why, how did something like this become linked with Christianity? This all makes sense if you look at the history of the Catholic Church. At 312 AD, the Roman Emperor Constantine converted from paganism to what's known today as Roman Catholicism. After converting, he tried to Christianize the entire empire, which still mainly consisted of pagans. Of course, people don't just ditch their faiths that easily, and he knew this. So he incorporated several pagan holidays and traditions and made his own holidays. One of them is Easter. Now let's talk about the Easter eggs and Easter rabbits. Where do they come in? Both eggs and rabbits are symbols of fertility. Eggs actually played a big role in the pagan rituals that we spoke about earlier. After sacrificing the babies, they get the blood of the babies and use that to dye the eggs, which were then placed in rabbit nests. This is the origin story of Easter egg hunting. This is some dark stuff. Another Christian holiday that's closely related to Easter is Good Friday. This holiday is simply the Friday before Easter Sunday. And according to most Christians, this is the day that Jesus was crucified on the cross and was buried. But there's a problem with this too. If you turn to John chapter 11, verses 9 through 12, in these verses, Jesus asks a rhetorical question. Are there not 12 hours in a day? Now, logically speaking, if there are 12 hours in a day, there are 12 hours in a night. We know this. In Matthew chapter 12, verse 40, Jesus makes an allusion to Jesus' death and the resurrection to Jonah being in the whale's belly 3 days and 3 nights. The Bible is not vague about this. It very clearly states 3 days and 3 nights. So what does this mean? If each day and each night are 12 hours each, 3 days and 3 nights would be a total of 72 hours. So if Jesus did rise from the dead on Sunday morning, the absolute latest that Jesus could have been buried is very early Thursday morning. Some of you might say, well, maybe it can be a part of Friday, all of Saturday, and a part of Sunday, making it 3 days. As I mentioned earlier, the Bible is not vague at all regarding that part. Jesus alludes to Jonah being in the whale's belly 3 days and 3 nights. Jesus then uses that analogy to his own resurrection. So let's talk about when Jesus really was killed and buried. In Luke chapter 23, verse 44, it says, "And it was about the 6th hour, and there was darkness over all the earth until the 9th hour." This refers to the 6th hour of the Jewish day. Yes, the Jewish day starts at 6 p.m., but in this verse, it refers to the day as a day and night. This day starts at 6 a.m. This means that there was darkness over the earth from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. 3 p.m. is when Jesus gave up the ghost, meaning that he died. Now, referencing that with John 20, verse 1, Mary Magdalene went out to the tomb on the first day of the week when it was still dark, meaning that it was before 6 a.m. So, using our names for the days of the week, this has to be sometime between Saturday 6 p.m. to Sunday 6 a.m., when the sun would rise. And by the time Mary Magdalene came to the tomb was empty. This is a Resurrection Sunday. Then, putting this together with Luke chapter 23, verse 44, this has to mean that Jesus was buried at around Wednesday night. By now, some people might be saying, wait, but John 19:31 says that the next day was a Sabbath. So doesn't that mean that the crucifixion had to be on a Friday, since the Sabbath will be a Saturday? This is a good point, but there's one key difference. This Sabbath is not the ordinary Sabbath. Verse 31 says that this was a high day. With a simple Google search, we know that to the Jews, the high day was not the regular Sabbath, but rather an annual holiday. We can also see this in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 5 through 8. The Passover is a one-day observance. It happens on the 14th day of the first Jewish month. It's then followed by 7 days of eating unleavened bread. That day after the Passover day, thus the first day of the days of unleavened bread, is referred to as the high day. That's what John 19 is referring to when it says Sabbath. So Jesus was not crucified and buried on Good Friday. The only time the word Easter ever comes out in the Bible is in Acts chapter 12, verse 4. Some of you may have noticed that the verses I read from are from the King James Bible. Now, the KJV says, "And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people." Other Bibles, instead of Easter, say Passover. And for those who are aware of the paganistic background of Easter, the KJV comes under attack as supporting paganism for using the word Easter. After all, the other versions use Passover. That's obviously the correct term then, right? This cannot be further from the truth. The key here is to look at the context of these verses. Earlier we covered what the Passover is, and we learned that following the Passover comes the days of unleavened bread. If you look closely at the previous verses, verses 1 through 3, you'll notice that Passover had to have passed already by the time that Peter was apprehended. Verse 3 says, "He proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread." It's only after that where Peter's apprehended and put in prison. Then the rest of verse 4 says that Herod intended after Easter to bring Peter forth to the people. Purely chronologically speaking, Herod waiting until Passover to bring Peter before the people? That makes no sense because the Passover had already passed. This is not a mistake in the King James Bible. Easter was a Roman holiday, as we've learned, and Herod was a Roman appointed king who was observing a Roman holiday. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a bit about the true dark history behind Easter. Thank you for watching.
We finally managed to put together a network of solid citizens committed to putting the community first. Arm in arm is how we move because there is no weak link in this chain. Like a phoenix or a rocket ship, we got Mississippi rising again. Mississippi for a Green New Deal because we have to. We can make this magical blue mystique work in favor of me and you instead of the opposite. You give a Cosmic Poetry Radio worldwide access and nothing can stop this. The country, the community, the culture, the future. This is not the same Mississippi that history's gotten used to.
On Time Mobile Tire Shop Roadside Assistance Services Semi-Truck Jumpstart. Semi-Truck Jumpstart. Semi-Truck Diesel Fuel Delivery. Box Truck Diesel Fuel Delivery. Semi-Truck Vehicle Lockouts. Glad Hand Seal Replacement. Red and Blue Air Line Replacement. Green Electrical Line Replacement. Semi-Truck and Trailer Light Testing. And Electric Brake Testing. Semi-Truck Air Tank Water Draining. And Air Tank PSI Pressure Build-Up. On Time Mobile Tire Shop Roadside Assistance Services. Call 228-235-7342.
Our level of consciousness is begging to be raised. And I've been obsessing over how to provide you with an escape. Unplugged, closer to nature. Throw our spiritual selves out into the universe and see where the good energy takes us. The Cosmic Poetry Sanctuary is a time and space dedicated to the artistic spirit and every time it decides to create. Self-healing, healthy eating, sharing information about what healthy humans need. And when the time is right, a party like you wouldn't believe. Step into the future. Leaving the Matrix has evolved into this. The Cosmic Poetry Sanctuary is a next level social experiment about peace and love. Welcome back to Cosmic Poetry Radio. Thank you once again for tuning in. My name is Artist Romero, holding it down for the home team. We're broadcasting from Worldwide Access Studios. Tonight's show is brought to you by armandarmforclimate.org. Log on to armandarmforclimate.org. and read and sign the climate pledge, please and thank you, and also Mississippi for a Green New Deal. Now dig this. I was sentenced to time, adult detention, and now she has my undivided attention. So often she would say, talk to me, what's on your mind? My reply was, I wish I could, but I don't have time. And now time is all I have. Imagine the irony. She's in here all day and night listening to me. We write and then rewrite until we both fall asleep. I tell her all the secrets I intended to keep. She understands that the streets, they also miss me. So she helps me paint these mental pictures of me being free. Success outside these walls is what she's given me, like a gift to my future self. Know she loves me. This is how the formerly incarcerated re-enter society. You stay close. This is Cosmic Poetry Radio.
My name is Norris Simpson. I'm a native New Orleanian. I spent 27 years, 10 months and 18 days in prison. I was charged with second-degree murder for a crime that proven that I didn't do. I came home, already had food, clothing, and shelter. Had a job waiting for me that had been waiting for me for over 10 years. And I tell people my transition was completely flawless. But I understand what it's like to be coming home with nowhere to go. And so we're trying to eliminate that out here by yourself. No, we're here. We're that safety net. And we're just trying to raise the consciousness of people about what reentry is supposed to look like. And this is the end product.
I remember when I got out, I was happy. I walked through the gates, man. Had this fantasy of what the free world looked like, how I was gonna be welcomed into society. And then when I got out, and my lawyers were at the front gate waiting for me, and then on my way home, I was saying, man, where I'm gonna go? Where I'm gonna go? I don't have nowhere to go. It was a shock to me that all those years that I stayed in prison, man, I never thought about where I was gonna live when I got out.
Tell you the truth, bro, I'm grateful. Ain't no ifs, ands, but, and I know this place, is needed.
That's primarily because we have been successful in helping people acclimate, and because we realize not our success, but the success of the program helps the other guys.
That's not even here, right? That's not even here. That's no coming.
Basically, everybody in my community is in prison. All the mothers like me, we get together now because all of our kids are in jail. All of our kids are doing like 30 to 25 years. We see each other the first day of school when our kids are 4. Now at the age of 17 in New Orleans, we see each other again when it's time to go to the courthouse, to go to prison. I'm a mother of 2 kids. One of my kids are incarcerated. One of my kids have 30 years. I have 3 grandkids, and I'm a formerly incarcerated person. Sunday morning at 1 o'clock, I was released from Orleans Parish Prison. I was released from here at 1 in the morning. I live in the Trey May area. Imagine me being a woman, how terrified I was walking from here at 1 o'clock in the morning, making it to Trey May area for like 2-something by myself. But right now there is no help with that. There isn't anything to try to help you do anything. The program would as soon as you call us, we will be here to get you as soon as you're getting out of prison. Yeah. I came home, I don't have a house, I don't have a job, I don't have anything. And most women, when they get out, they go back to the street and do the same thing because there isn't any help out here for them. As a black mother, I feel as if though the system was designed to fail me here. I don't want nobody else to be in the same situation that I was in. No, I just want to help out and lead other people. I'm willing to open up my home and try to turn it into a re-entry to help women who are in the same similar situation that I'm in.
A house, a permanent job, you just can't. Because if if a person leave without that, we know from experience that's hard. You know, because it's hard for me, and I got a job. I still fall short in paying my bill.
Well, see, this is one of the real tragic things about the folks staying in prison a long time and come out. We don't have really nothing built into Social Security and stuff like that. We at the age in our life where we're always playing catch up. I don't have nothing built in. I don't have no dental plan. I don't have no retirement plan. I don't have no 401k. And that's one of the real tragedies about us being in prison for so long, is that we don't have those same security blankets kind of like waiting for us if something happens. Just imagine a person coming out of jail who's been in jail 50 years. You know, just think, 50 years back, we're talking about 1965 when he went in. This world has changed tremendously. This person didn't even know where they're at. This house is coming to fruition predicated on the fact that all of us always wanted to do something to help somebody else, to make their transition that much smoother. A re-entry isn't just somebody passing through some space to acquire some soft skills and get relief from prison. You know, if he don't have housing, he don't have anything. People talk about jobs. Housing is more important than jobs. If I got a house, I can wake up in the morning and go look for a job. I can have a job and don't have nowhere to sleep, then what? There's a lot of work that we have done, and proud of and been successful, but there's a whole lot more work for us to do. A whole lot more work for us to do. So that's pretty much where we're at right now.
We finally managed to put together a network of solid citizens committed to putting the community first. Arm in arm is how we move, because there is no weak link in this chain. Like a phoenix or a rocket ship, we got Mississippi rising again. Mississippi for a Green New Deal, because we have to. We can make this magical blue mystique work in favor of me and you instead of the opposite. You give a Cosmic Poetry Radio worldwide access and nothing can stop this. The country, the community, the culture, the future. This is not the same Mississippi that history's gotten used to.
On Time Mobile Tire Shop. Roadside Assistance Services. Mounting and Balancing. Fuel Delivery. Emergency Mobile Tire Shop. I-10 Mounting and Balancing Tires. On the highway service. Can fix your flat tire on the road. We service customers' home location. Battery jumpstart, vehicle lockouts, flat tire repair. Call 228-235-7342 or Google On Time Mobile Tire Shop.
Our level of consciousness is begging to be raised. And I've been obsessing over how to provide you with an escape. Unplugged, closer to nature. Throw our spiritual selves out into the universe and see where the good energy takes us. The Cosmic Poetry Sanctuary is a time and space dedicated to the artistic spirit and every time it decides to create. Self-healing, healthy eating, sharing information about what healthy humans need. And when the time is right, a party like you wouldn't believe. Step into the future. Leaving the Matrix has evolved into this. The Cosmic Poetry Sanctuary is a next level social experiment about peace and love. We are broadcasting live from Worldwide Access Studios. Welcome back, and thank you for tuning in to Cosmic Poetry Radio. My name is Artist Romero, and you know, some cats say that music soothes the savage beast, and good music soothes the soul. And music is the best part of growing up and getting old, and how the music seems to change from season to season, and a star is born every minute for a reason, and that's to keep the music alive. This is just as easy as flipping the hourglass and running it back to Pensacola, Florida, the 50th anniversary of the Pensacola Voice. Miss Hollywood, along with Lenny Williams. You stay close. This is Cosmic Poetry Radio.
Worldwide, worldwide, all you gotta do is just tune in. Tune in to Worldwide Access. Worldwide, we worldwide, all you gotta do is just tune in. Tune in to Worldwide Access. Worldwide, we worldwide, all you gotta do is just tune in. Tune in to Worldwide Access. 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 Big stars and worldwide success.
Everybody, this is your girl Miss Hollywood checking in for Worldwide Access TV, Pensacola, Florida. We're here with Mr. Lenny Williams. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Sounding like Miss Hollywood. Yeah.
Awesome. I want to say first off, you had an excellent show tonight. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Definitely took me there. Had to have been one of my most favorite shows because it was very personal and up close, and I enjoyed it.
Well, I appreciate that so much.
The songs, you had some that you sung that I don't know, and I like it, like the one about your mama.
Oh, didn't know it was your mama? Yeah,
Didn't know it's your mama.
I'm going to have to give that to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you have coming up next for yourself?
Well, we go out to California. We play there Saturday and Sunday, and then we go up to Seattle next week. And then, just keeping busy, just moving
Staying
around
busy,
every week, going
gotcha.
somewhere, doing something, getting ready to go over to England and Germany, Croatia. Yeah,
Oh, wow, way out there.
Yeah,
That's
keeping it moving right way across the pond.
Gotta
Yeah.
stay busy. Got to stay on your mind. You heard that. So, are you enjoying Pensacola?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I love Pensacola. I had a great time here honoring the Pensacola Voice.
Yes,
and
50th annual anniversary.
Yeah, right.
Voice. That's
and
right.
Miss Jackie Miles for doing a stellar job running the paper, and so just wanted to give kudos to her. And so many people turned out, had a great time.
They
Everybody
did.
all dialed up, dressed up,
It was
looking good.
beautiful.
Yes.
You made this happen. It came for you. I
Yes.
know I did.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Yes. Okay. Well, we enjoyed it.
I want to give a shout out to Pensacola. Tell Pensacola I appreciate them for all the things that they've done for me, buying my records, calling the radio stations, requesting my music, coming up to see my shows, and want to know that I appreciate it, and I'm humbled by it, and I don't take it for granted.
That's right. Well, God bless you.
God bless you, too.
Definitely good meeting you again.
My pleasure. Yes, ma'am.
You come back.
Okay, Miss
Pensacola,
Hollywood.
we'll have some good for you next
Okay,
time.
no doubt.
All right. Back to you too, Dove.
Worldwide, worldwide, all you gotta do is just tune in. Tune in to Worldwide Access. Worldwide, we worldwide, all you gotta do is just tune in. Tune in to Worldwide Access. Worldwide, we worldwide, all you gotta do is just tune in. Tune in to Worldwide Access. 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 Big stars and worldwide success.
This is Artist Romero from Cosmic Poetry Radio. Want to say thank you to WLOX in Biloxi, Mississippi for covering our event, our Black History program, our annual Black History program at the Van Cleve Library in Van Cleve, Mississippi. We had a discussion on the relationships between black people and indigenous people in South Mississippi, and WLOX was on the scene. So thank you for your support.
Showcasing local artists during a Black History Month program today. Artist Bernie of Cosmic Poetry Sanctuary shared the history of African American and indigenous people on the Gulf Coast. Visitors got the chance to see displays of arts, instruments, and delicious food. Stories of historical moments of significant figures in Jackson County was also presented.
Through the process of colonization, we lose a lot of culture. We lose a lot of history from the black, brown, and indigenous population, and most of that culture is romanticized away, and we want to bring that culture back so that our allies and ourselves will know our history here, especially here in South Mississippi.
The public can visit the Black History exhibit at the Van Cleve Public Library.
inside Cosmic Poetry Radio. Thank you once again for tuning in. We're broadcasting live from Worldwide Access Studios. My name is Artist Romero. Want to say thank you to the real Bible believers with the real history of Easter and uncomfortable truth. And also The Atlantic and their piece on the formerly incarcerated re-entering society. And also want to say thank you to Ms. Hollywood and her interview with Lenny Williams at the 50th anniversary of the Pensacola Voice. Tonight's show is brought to you by armandarmforclimate.org. Check them out at armandarmforclimate.org. Log on and sign the climate pledge, please and thank you. And also, Mississippi for a Green New Deal. Also, if you'd like to become a sponsor of Cosmic Poetry Radio, just reach out. Give me a call at 228-281-5887 or reach out to us at artisburney2017 That's artistburney2017 And also, here at Cosmic Poetry Radio, we're like a bridge connecting you and the streets. So if you'd like to donate to any of your favorite causes, we know the people who help people, all right? If you'd like to donate to the victims of the tornado in Rolling Fork and in northern Mississippi, feel free to reach out. We can connect the dots for you. And also youth programs through STEPS Coalition in Gulfport, Mississippi. Feel free to reach out. And also be on the lookout for giveaways and raffles. My name is Artist Romero, and some of you are familiar with me. You see, I've been in the business for a long time. I've been in radio almost 20 years. Over 20 years as an announcer in radio, most of those years in Gulfport, Mississippi at WJZD 94.5 and the American Blues Network. And now, this is the visual, live in the flesh. This is Cosmic Poetry Radio. This is a power move. Y'all stay close. We finally managed to put together a network of solid citizens committed to putting the community first. Arm in arm is how we move because there is no weak link in this chain. Like a phoenix or a rocket ship, we got Mississippi rising again. Mississippi for a Green New Deal because we have to. We can make this magical blue mystique work in favor of me and you instead of the opposite. You give a Cosmic Poetry Radio worldwide access and nothing can stop this. The country, the community, the culture, the future. This is not the same Mississippi that history's gotten used to. This is my passion. And the most creative expression that we can pull together. A format to separate facts from feelings so the information flows a little bit better. I've been groomed by the great ones. I do more than just make it rhyme. I make it make sense on a level so there's no doubt in your mind that you heard the truth the first time. That's why I'm able to step out with no fear and know that I can deliver. So less talking unless it's poetry. Don't move unless there's purpose behind it. This is a mental picture developing in front of you, and there's good intentions behind it. My name is Artist Romero, and this is Cosmic Poetry Radio.
Worldwide, we worldwide. All you gotta do is just tune in. Tune in to Worldwide Access. Worldwide, we worldwide. All you gotta do is just tune in. Tune in to Worldwide Access. Worldwide, we worldwide. All you gotta do is just tune in.